Rigetti stock is one of the most controversial plays in quantum right now. And we've been on the front lines. We've been going to conferences, we've met CEOs, we've met really all of the companies there, and we know what's coming. And in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the insights that no one is talking about right now. So before we dive in deep into Rigetti, we're going to open up our quantum AI watch list. One of the companies that has really gotten a lot of traction is Rigetti stock, and we've been covering it recently. There's some levels you can see. Last we covered it, we were anticipating from here about a 25% increase from this $8 price point up to potentially a $10.50 range. Now since then, it's gone up about 1% since we last covered it. So if you take a look kind of on the shorter time frame, you could see we covered it. It was right around here, and we're saying maybe this is a move that can happen, and it has shot up since then a little bit. But we're starting to see this momentum build, and it's an early trend that we're identifying, and it is at a level at which is very crucial, because this is, you can see this previous support right here. You see the support here, then you see a support there, support there, support there, resistance. So oftentimes previous support will act as a resistance. Then we get into, it was acting as resistance. Now it's potentially acting as a support. This is where we potentially can see some bullish movement. In almost any instance, the EMA will act as a resistance, or at least appear to act as a resistance, and a support. And as you can see, it was bearish, it was acting as resistance. Now we start to see it push up a little bit above that EMA, that blue line. So when it's bullish, maybe it holds this level. Now it did just recently cross below the 200-day moving average, which we'd like to see it push up above. But the reality is quantum, AI, big tech type of companies are powering a lot of the digital technology that's around us right now. If you guys notice, one of the things that we're focusing on is semiconductors, is quantum computing, the type of infrastructure that allows for ChatGPT to run, or new technologies that get developed that everybody is starting to use. And one of the companies that stands to potentially be on and get some of the tailwinds of this boom of AI is Rigetti, because they're a quantum computing company and they're building quantum computers that are some of the most powerful in the world. They just recently started optimizing their error correction, meaning from this quantum computer, you see they have the breakdown, welcome to the next generation of computing. They say this is where you find technology as pioneering as your own work. The quantum hardware at the core of our systems is cooled by a dilution refrigerator. Take a look inside and click the numbered points. So you can actually go through, you can see how this quantum computer works. They're based out of California. It says these cables deliver conditioned microwave signals to and from the chip to drive qubit operations. Then you can see it goes down, and temperature stages down to the mixing chamber, even down to the QPU, which appears to be optimized for holding other quantum chips, potentially made by, like if you just take a look at this, see this, where the chip goes? Now let's take a look at the Microsoft Majorana chip. And you can see the chip that actually appears to look as if it could fit perfectly right here. How interesting. Is that a coincidence? Well, if you look at the company and see where they're being developed, distribution channels, they're working with Microsoft, they're working with AWS. So wouldn't it make sense that they're optimizing for the future of tech that's going to be used by companies like IBM and Microsoft and Google? And that's potentially where this is going. Now, when it comes to their quantum computer, you can order one. I don't imagine it's very cheap. In fact, I think they're in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions. You can see some of their partners, NASA, and you can also see how people are experimenting with the quantum technology through the cloud on, for example, AWS. So you got the Rigetti superconducting quantum processors that people are using through the cloud. Now it says about Rigetti's quantum chips. You could kind of read about it, how they work, and you can also learn how to use them through the cloud here with AWS. And I would imagine that with the types of partnerships they have, with the types of research that they're conducting right now. I mean, I live just a few hours away in California. Right now, we're in Kauai, actually, for a short trip. My wife and I are here, but normally I'm here in California. So Tammy and I were here for the week. We're having a good time, but usually, I'm taking trips quite often to Northern Cal or close to Rigetti. And I can tell you a lot of the companies that Rigetti is right next to in California are companies like Apple and Amazon, and they're right there in Berkeley near Palo Alto. So they're close to a lot of the innovation, and that's why I see them as a top company to watch closely. Now, when it comes to some of their news, recently they haven't had any massive breakthroughs in news. However, aside from the Microsoft Azure and the AWS partnerships, they also have been part of potentially getting some of this this quantum bill that got passed. This is a $2.7 billion initiative that just got passed that goes to quantum. It's a Quantum Initiative Reauthorization Act. $2.7 billion in money going towards quantum, and U.S. companies like Rigetti are standing to benefit. So that's something that I would imagine is going to be quite impactful in the industry. When it comes to their stock, as we start to see them here, they have had some financials that have looked iffy as they've recently really just haven't had a positive net income. So it is key to see how their pattern plays out. We did see them down from $21 after surging to $21 from, what was that? They went from basically $1 up to $21, sold back down to $6.50, and then now you can see up to about $8, and we're saying maybe we see a move up here. So we'll watch it closely, see if any opportunities present themselves, looking for a bounce or really a validation of this $8.25 price point, this previous resistance. If it acts as a support, we start to see it validated, start to push up. Maybe we get to catch some of this swing. We'll just have to see what happens at market open. Again, if you guys want to join us live tomorrow at market open, it's that second link in the description to watch us trade live. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Again, if you guys have any comments on Rigetti, comment down below. If I earned your thumbs up, hit that like button. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.